Welcome back to the show. I am your co-host, Samantha Farlow with the Garrison Public Affairs Office.
And I am another co-host, Specialist Garrett Dacko with 11th Corps Signal Brigade.
Hello all, and I am Sergeant Brianna Doo, another co-host with the 1st Cavalry Division Band.
And this is Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
Mother Nature can be pretty tough here in Texas. From tornadoes, wildfires, flash flooding, tropical storms, hurricanes, and let's not forget the freeze-out we had in February. September is National Preparedness Month. Here are some simple steps to ensure you're prepared for the unexpected. Make a plan. Build a kit of emergency supplies that can last for 72 hours for your home, place of work, and your vehicle. And stay informed. In the event of an emergency on Fort Hood, the installation-wide mass warning notification system, blared out from 27 giant towers across post, will alert you of an impending emergency. To find out more, go to ready.army.mil. Make a plan, build a kit, and stay informed. That's how you can stay Ready Army.
All right, so we have a very, very special guest today with us at the podcast. We have Sergeant Kiari Mhoon, who is also with the 1st Cavalry Division Band. Thank you for being here with us today.
Absolutely, Sergeant Doo. What a pleasure. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have 2 of you already now.
I know.
Taking over.
We are taking over.
One by one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week is going to be another one.
Oh, boy.
So, and we are going to deep dive into all about you.
Nailed it.
I see you got the vocals too. Okay.
Actually, I don't. I think you do.
Just a little bit.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no. I'm sweating already. Getting shown up. So tell us all about you. I know. I'll let you explain yourself. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Oh, no. Thank you so much again for having me here. I am Sergeant Kiari Mhoon. I'm with the 1st Cavalry Division Band, and I am so grateful just to be here right now. I've been in the Army for about 9 years and some change. I was 11 Charlie to start off with. What a surprise, right? Exactly.
Wait, what's that
2
mean?
different
What's in
words.
11
So
Charlie?
11 Charlie is an infantry mortarman. So I did that for about
Very different.
I did that for about 5 years before transitioning over to being a 42 Romeo vocalist, which is a musician, vocalist. And it was a weird transition because I was so used to, throwing rounds downrange, so used to doing that. But singing was definitely like my first, second nature, I would say, to that. And I just had a blast. Like my Army career has literally been a roller coaster ride from the start. Again, just in basic training, 11 Charlie, infantry mortarman, and then, making my way through the ropes of being a vocalist, going to the Army School of Music in Virginia Beach, and then going to Fort Bragg, being a part of the 82nd Airborne Division Band and Chorus. That was absolutely amazing. And then here at the Great Place.
Yeah. And how long have you been here?
So I've been here since October last year. So
yes.
almost a year.
Yeah,
almost a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we were very excited when we heard you were coming because you're like semi-famous in the Army band world.
Oh man, tell me about
Now
it.
you
Celebrity.
are.
We have royalty with us
I
here.
know. Yeah.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about. I know when you first joined, your job did not exist, a vocalist.
Correct.
So how did you hear about it? Because it's still pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the X-ray position, which is an Army sound engineer. So tell us how you learned about the vocalist spot.
Right. So quick story. So I got pulled out of the field from Yakima in Washington State, or Fort Lewis, and I got pulled out by the CG, which is, at the time it was General Lanza. And I was so excited, so thrilled. They was like, hey, Private Moon, are you sure? I was private this time. So like, hey, Private Moon, are you sure you want to, get out the field to sing the national anthem at the Army birthday ball? I'm like, of course, absolutely. And so I went there. I sung the national anthem at the Army birthday ball. And then after the performance was over, after the event was over, I went up to the CG and respectfully, hey, sir, I thank you so much for, having me and making me a part of this, this celebration. He was like, oh, no, don't forget about us when you become famous. And I was just like, oh, no, sir, I want to stay in the Army. I want to, make a career. He was like, hey, have you ever thought about being in the band? Or I was like, there's a band in the Army? Wait.
It's a secret.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Best well-kept secret in the Army.
Yes. And so I was like, no, sir. So he whips out this card. I'll never forget her name. It's Deborah Manduka. And she was just so sweet. So she was his assistant at the time. And she was just so sweet, so polite. And it was just like a light switch. The next thing you know, I was post-laterally transferred to the 56th Army Band at Joint Base Lewis McChord, and I had an amazing time as an OJT, which is an on-the-job training vocalist. And then from there, my career has been, again, a roller coaster ride full of twists and turns. So
I know. I remember before you got here, you were actually on a pretty famous television show. Tell us about that.
Yes. So last year, out of completely nowhere, out of left field, I decided to, because I had already been doing like little covers and stuff like that on Facebook, and just put them out to my people. And I never had any intention on going to a reality television show. Like, that just was not my thing. And so my aunt Edith, she actually inboxed me and she was like, hey, it's close to you. It's like in South Carolina. Why don't you go ahead and audition? I'm just like, ugh. No, I don't have the time. It's just not the right time. And then the Army, they're not going to let me go. There's no way. And so I was like, you know what? Forget it. So I submitted a video. I did Spirit by Beyonce Knows.
Nice.
And from The Lion King. And they were like, hey, we love it. We want to see you. And from there, I went to do a private audition with them down in South Carolina and made that round, and then the next round, and then the next round. And they flew me out to LA, but like the behind the scenes stuff was like super crazy. Like right now I'm explaining it like it was so easy, like one,
really
2, 3.
Casual, like, oh yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lengthy process, and this was a time where COVID was like hitting us hard.
Yeah.
So there were like all these different extra hoops I had to jump through to get on a plane and go there. And I was there for about 30 days filming. I had to actually film a part of my life because they was supposed to fly in and film that, but like the B-roll and stuff. So I had to film that all myself. Wow. So that was super scary because I'm like, oh God, I hope I don't reveal anything that's just super embarrassing. Like I can't cook at all. So,
hey, mac and cheese works. Mac and cheese works.
Exactly. My favorite is cereal milk. So
there you go.
1, 2, 3. After filming all that and submitting it up to them, they actually loved the story. And it was a great experience. I never forget it. It was a great experience. I got to meet so many people. Oh my God, just seeing John Legend, seeing, Kelly Clarkson, just all these different celebrities that you just see on TV is just like
in person.
Yeah, in person. So it's crazy.
There with them.
Like walking out, like we had no audience. I don't know if, like, I'm pretty sure people don't know this, but we had no audience. Like, we were performing for no one,
right?
Except for the judges. So it was like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like the room was like
dead quiet.
It was like you could hear a pin drop, super silent. So I walked out on that stage and I just hear the drummer go, all right now. And I was like, oh man, here we go. I was like, oh God, here we go. So walking out on the stage, and then I'm there, and then I can see John Legend just swaying back and forth. I'm like, oh God, that's actually him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I looked up to him my whole entire life. Like, I remember singing his songs on the bus as a kid, going to middle school and high school and all that. So it was just like a surreal moment. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then once the click, 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 bam, and I was like, okay, time to go. It was like being on a roller coaster ride, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna like land safely, you're gonna like come back in real smooth, but it's just like that unknown, like,
Wow.
am I gonna be that one that just kind of bombing on stage?
I love that for you. That's like a full circle moment.
It is. It
So
absolutely is. But it was an incredible experience. I thank The Voice so much for having me on this show, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Wow. What a story. Were
Yeah.
you starstruck when you saw them?
When I saw Gwen Stefani, that's
there it
That's
is.
the one.
wow. And we were semi-matching because I had on like this silver jacket, and she had on like this silver, it's like, I don't know which ensemble. I'm gonna just call it an ensemble because it was just unbelievable. I was just like, like, oh my God, that's Gwen Stefani right there. That's crazy. So I follow her, all the time. I'm sure everybody's familiar with her song Banana. So
Yeah.
but it was an incredible experience. I connected the most though, surprisingly, with Kelly Clarkson.
Really?
Yeah, so they only show like maybe like a minute of us talking, but like
Right.
in the moment, like you're talking to them like for at least about a good 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And they really give you great in-depth like feedback on, things that they saw, things that, you could work on, do better on. And it was something about, well, I know what it was with Kelly. She was from American Idol. So she
Right.
knew exactly that, that emotional, because I was very, very emotional. Like
Yeah.
that whole day was just an emotional roller coaster. I remember them saying, hey, you're going to go on in about an hour. I was like, oh God, here we go.
And it
So
was
I'm like hair and
nighttime.
makeup.
Oh.
So like hair and makeup at like 7 a.m. And then like the day went on and they were like, hey, we're having technical difficulties. And I'm just like, oh no.
Oh, that
Just
makes
like the
sense.
army, hurry up and
I'm just
wait.
like, I was just like, oh God. So I'm waiting. It is 8:00 p.m. at this point. And I'm just like, oh my God, like can I still do this,
Yeah.
with my, but I had to, again, like I thank God for the army because the hurry up and wait mentality, like I was kind of unaffected, but affected at the same time. It was like,
Right.
at the end of the day, we have to accomplish the mission.
Yeah.
And so I had that mentality going into the audition. But it was just, oh my God, it was an incredible experience. The people I met like made it so much more than what it actually was. Like they actually made the experience, like the other competitors
Yeah.
actually made and I don't even call them competitors, like my family now, like
Yeah.
the Voice family. So they
Yeah.
actually made it so much fun and relaxing. It was like, oh, okay, it's fine, but waiting that long, to go on stage, your energy kind of go from here to here to here,
Right.
so it's
Slowly
just trying to
going down.
keep that energy up the entire time. But I remember Kelly saying to me, I'm just like you. Like I was just like my jaw hit the floor. I'm just like, really? She's like, yes, I'm very emotional, because I'm an emotional. She's like, she's a performer. She was like, if you would have just stood there and sang the song, I'm pretty sure it would have been a 4-chair turn, because she was hovering over her buzzer the entire time, which they show on television. Like they say, if it's not on television, it didn't happen, right?
Right.
So she was like hovering over her button the entire time, waiting to push it. But she was like, yeah, I just know exactly how you felt, very emotionally, like just charged with emotion and just wanting to be heard, and all the different things that she felt. Like it was like I like she understood me.
Yeah. She related to you.
In a nutshell, she understood me, and she gave me some great advice. She was like, hey, your money is those long notes, those big notes, you don't have to
you're
do
so good
much.
at that.
It's just that. And I was just like, thank you, Kelly.
Do you think not
yeah.
having an audience helped you connect with her more?
would say yes, because she was able to. There was like no distractions at all. So again, like they had like the I forget what you call it, like the video walls. So like people actually streamed in, like they chose people to stream it, but we couldn't hear them. So like they edited it afterwards with the audio and stuff like that. But it was a very unique experience. But it actually reminded me of my audition going into the 42 Romeo musician vocalist field, which in the audition there's like 3 judges, and like you have to pretend like that you have an audience. So I was kind of used to that.
Yeah. Kind of had like an experience
like,
of that before. Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this is just like the Army. Just like the Army.
Reality TV is just like the military.
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh my God.
You heard it here first. Exactly. The voice is just like the Army. Wow.
That could
You
be their
never
new
know what you're
tagline.
going to get. You never know what you're going to get. But all in all, it was a great experience. I learned a lot. I was able to grow. I was able to, just remain humble throughout the entire experience and just be grateful.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yep.
So I do have to ask, is John Legend as suave in person?
Oh my
as he seems?
God. He goes, Kiari.
Oh, man.
And I'm just like, John, Uncle John. Like, but hey, I'm here.
Man.
I'm your nephew. Yep.
You're taking me home tonight.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it.
You're part of the Legend family now.
I'm part of the Legend
You
family.
really
Hey, shout out
do
to John
Live the
Legend.
legend.
Hey, I see what you did there. Oh my God, man! John Legend, he was so smooth. Like whenever it was his turn to speak, I think Blake spoke first. Yeah, Blake, John, Gwen, and then Kelly. So John spoke. He was like, Kiari. And like that's my best impression of him.
Yeah.
Like Kiari. And I'm just like, John.
Wow.
Oh my God. He was like, yeah, those moments, he's like, you had really, really great moments. There were great moments for me. And when you hit this big nose, it just like wowed me. Uncle John, me and you are right here. Me and you are right here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's
Just
awesome.
as smooth as yeah.
Okay.
Just as smooth.
I had
good
to
to know,
ask.
yeah.
It's John
Yes,
Legend.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
You never know these days with celebrities. So.
You really don't. So.
He was Uncle John that day. He was Uncle John that day. In my head, he was Uncle John. So
Wow.
Yeah.
And where did you get those pipes? I mean, when you started learning how to sing and everything?
So I actually my first love was dance. Actually, my grandmother, shout out to my grandmother, she paid 12 years dance school for me, and that was like my first love. My dance teacher, Keith Clowers, were like, hey, I want you to sing, and I'm just like, no, like, I'm not that guy. Like I'm not that guy at all. So obviously what he say, you have to do is just like, okay, whatever. So I'm singing the song and everybody just loves it. And I don't know, it was just something about connecting with the audience on a whole nother level, like not through movement, but through voice. And so I always say like singing, the voice is like a universal language, that we all speak in terms of like music. And from that moment, I just grew to like love singing. Thanks to my dance teacher, my dance teacher. And that was like 12 years straight. We would go places. I was in a group called Unborn Gift International Ministry, and we traveled everywhere. As a kid, I think I was about 8 years old, and I was traveling. We went to like Omaha, Nebraska, Chicago, Michigan, like all these different places performing. And I did like the sign language. I can't show everybody but yeah, I did sign language and stuff.
Oh my goodness.
And it was an incredible experience. But if it was not for my teacher, saying, hey, do this, I see it in you, and believing in me. Because I think that's honestly like that for me, having someone believe in you and challenge you and push you towards greatness, you have no choice but to be successful.
Yeah, the
Right.
sky's
No
the
choice.
limit.
The sky is not the limit.
Oh, not the limit.
Not
There's
the
no
There you go.
limit.
There's no limit. There's no limit
Yeah.
on it. So I'm super grateful. My quote has always been, no risk, no reward. Just taking that leap of faith and showing, not to everybody else, but to yourself, like that you can do it. So
Hang on. Can you
I mean, it's
repeat
very
that
special.
mantra? I got to write it down for myself.
yeah. No risk, no reward.
Got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me
No
log that.
problem.
Wow.
But yeah, it was, oh my God, the journey
Yeah.
of just being here now. Like, again, I'm just super grateful to be in this moment, explaining the story and explaining, how things happen, because some people just don't know. They're like, they again think it's just a 1,
Yeah.
2, 3
Well, they
process,
just
but
see
it's
the
the
end
glitz
result.
and the glam.
They don't see
Exactly.
the
So
hard
they don't
work,
know like
the
what
dedication
all.
and the
Mhm.
sacrifice. And I think it's so great that, you really are inspiring people now, and you get to be what your mentors were to you.
Correct.
So, you're doing so great. How fast do you run again? I know you're like a PT
Oh my
stud.
God. So
over
the
here.
fastest I've ever ran, and this was when I was in infantry, the fastest I ever ran, and I just looked at the guy yesterday who I ran the 2 mile with, but it was 10:55
Wow.
for my 2 mile time.
I
It's the fastest I've ever ran.
I could run a mile in that
Yeah, me
time.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's my mile
do
time.
you are just going places. And you're going there faster than anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh my speed of light. Oh my God.
It's just you're really an inspiration. I just gotta tell you.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate just the opportunity to be an inspiration to people, because without that opportunity, where would I be? So I thank everyone that has been in my path, who I have crossed paths with. I thank them so much for giving me the opportunity to showcase, my talent, things that I've learned, things that I've experienced, because I truly, honestly believe that it would help someone else. So,
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're just a man of many talents. So, well, we want to thank you for coming on with us today and getting to hear your story and learning all about you. And folks, you might hear his voice later on down the road.
Yeah, we
see.
hope to hear
oh
more
yeah,
of
absolutely.
you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So again, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much for having me. I really, 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 really appreciate it.
Flash floods in central Texas happen within only a few hours of rain. Every year, more than 80% of flood fatalities involve vehicles, and about 10 people drown in their vehicles each year in Texas. Vehicles of every size can lose control, float, and roll over in flood conditions. Is taking the risk worth it? Is it worth the risk of leaving loved ones behind? Overconfidence kills. Don't drive through floodwater. It's not worth it.
Welcome back. That interview was incredible.
Oh yeah.
I can never sing
Amazing.
again.
I know.
I've been shamed
never
into
again.
oblivion.
Oh, I don't sing outside my shower, so that's yeah.
I'm definitely
I never
not
have to worry
now.
about
I sing in my car.
that. There you go.
There's nobody with
No
me,
one
though.
can judge me.
Yeah. Okay, so there has been a lot happening here at Fort Hood that we have not talked about. The first thing is that a few weeks ago, we had somebody come here from a pretty famous school for the MWR basketball tournament that they had. They had a 360 hoop basketball tournament, which is 3 hoops on like one stand, and then you play in a circle,
Wow.
which was very unique and interesting. I've never seen that before. So it's like the two teams, they just can score on any of the hoops in the little circle that they have on the 3. It was very unique.
I've never understood sports, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to start now.
I definitely don't understand that.
That's interesting.
But yeah, so the basketball coach from Notre Dame, Coach Mike Brey, was here to support everybody and hyped everyone up. And he actually talked with me just about why he was here and what it meant for him to be here. So we're going to listen to that really fast.
One of my main message is how much I'm inspired. Being on this base, being around the teamwork, the togetherness, the mental and physical toughness, the leadership who I was able to spend some time with. It's amazingly inspiring. And then I wanted to make sure I thanked them for all they do for our country, and that we haven't forgotten, man. And it's a hard job. It's a tough job. I, mentioned to them that, both of my parents are veterans, were veterans. And so grew up in a household where we knew the importance of what our military did for us. I mentioned to them I was on Camp Arifjan 10 years ago as part of another kind of basketball program, and just inspiring. The teamwork, they get up, they do their job, and then anytime I feel if I can have some time to go give back and make them smile, make them laugh, tell them some stories, but then thank them at the end. That I think, I don't know if our military's been thanked enough. Let me put it that way. And we have, what they have been through, especially lately. When my brother called me about coming down, I was like, in the midst of everything going on in our world, I'd be honored to be there and be with some of our soldiers. So I've gotten to know a bunch of them, been here all afternoon, and where are you from? A lot of them played high school basketball, so we connect that way, and just talking to guys about their life, how long you've been in, what were your deployments. I'm asking them more questions than they're asking me about college basketball, because I'm so intrigued about the makeup of the people that decide to serve for us and respect the heck out of it.
Honestly, what an inspiration.
Absolutely.
It's so nice to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, so I went to the University of Kansas, so, we're a basketball school. That's pretty much all we care about at KU is basketball. So it's pretty cool to be there with him because, our basketball coach is literally like a legend in the state of Kansas. So pretty fun. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So there's that. That happened. And then on, what's today? Thursday. So on Tuesday, of this week, Fort Hood hosted their mega career fair, which over 1,000 people attended. It was jam-packed the entire day. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So we spoke with the gentleman who attended, and we're going to listen to what he had to say.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Sergeant Alfred. I'm from 3CR. Very excited to be at a place like this. Not a lot of companies, when you leave, give you the opportunity to get more jobs at the end of it. When you leave a company, they usually just say, okay, good run, and then they leave. But the Army, they set up opportunities like this to have job fairs like this. So big ups to the Army for that. Thank you for my unit also for helping me get out here and get this opportunity. It's pretty great.
All right, so now we're moving on to more events that are happening in the Cav. Next week, mark your calendars on Friday, 24 September at 09.
Which is 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
In case people don't know.
Sharp.
Yes.
You actually probably want to get there early because there's going to be a lot of people.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of traffic.
Okay.
Because we are celebrating the Cav birthday
Woo!
centennial.
All right.
100 years
of greatness.
Woo!
And it is such an honor to be here to celebrate this huge milestone. There's going to be cake, of course.
Who doesn't love cake?
Yes, I will be there, of course, for it. There's also going to be a very special cavalry charge.
Ooh.
So if you've normally heard it, it's going to be a little different.
That's exciting.
That's a little inside scoop.
Ooh,
from the
okay.
band.
Good to know.
And there'll also be a flyover, which is always incredible to see the air cav.
Love flyovers.
Yes,
That's going to be awesome.
I know. There's going to be so many legends out there, current and current active duty and veterans, and you'll get to hear their stories and to see them in person. Just all of the people, all the legacy of that's continuing with the first Cav. So you definitely will want to see it. There's going to be tanks. There's going to be military equipment. Get to interact with troopers. It's going to be a great time.
That
we will
awesome.
all be there. So, as if you need any more reason to show up.
Exactly.
24 September.
That's right. Everyone look forward to that. Mark it on your calendars.
Consider it marked.
Awesome. Can't wait for that. Well, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood and Fort Hood Public Affairs production. The show's theme music is written and produced by Delicious Allstars. All our music is obtained through Filter by Songtrader. Have a question or want to share some insights with us? Email us at forthoodpao@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at USAG Fort Hood. And as always, be sure to leave a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.